Then we will go into those details perhaps later, not now. So this is an example of the lump sum calculation. For example, principal architect will be working 15 hours in oversight. He may not be doing drafting or whatever. Oversight only, a total of 15 hours you estimate. You have to actually be very good at estimating the hours that you're going to work, so that you give the client that estimate beforehand and you agree. It's easier with these class 1 projects, but I would never ever use this on a class 3 project. It has to be using any of the other models, seriously. Okay, so the senior project architect, the lead, will have 140 hours input at a rate of 6,000, the client at the principal at the rate of 12, then other staff, draftsmen, production, the other architects working on the project, 200 hours, each at 3,500. That totals 700,000. So that's your total hours will be 355, and total hours. We're talking hours now. Hours of work. We're not talking weeks. You can divide that into weeks if you like, but hours. You're going to say it takes me to generate this kind of design from experience. It takes me 10 hours, and my rate is 12,000 naira. Someone wants you to do a shop interior, and you now think, okay, it's going to take me like 15 hours to do this, and my rate is 10,000. Okay, because it's a small project. But if you want to do a hospital or a skyscraper, you're dealing with all sorts of specialties, lifts, power, services, and all whatnot. So it's not possible to calculate. It will drive you crazy. So this assumption is based on a mid-sized office building block over a 12-week documentation timeline. So you can see there's an assumption that, like I said, the details of these calculations, all we need to do is to understand the framework for now. Later we can come back and go into details, okay? But understand the framework. So you can see now, total cost is 1.7 million. Then you apply the overhead at a multiplication factor of 2. So you add 3.4 million, which is the overhead to take care of your overhead costs. And then you add a 20% profit. That is very critical. That's critical. So your total fee will be 4.1 million. Okay? So we go to the public sector. The public sector approach treats you as what they say, expression of interest consultant. Just like contractors make bids.